Greetings guys, hope your Saturday was awesome. Hopefully your Sunday's going to be good too. Yesterday I started off with a sweet little 1v1 against this Vexarm and my Moa. I immediately clock onto the two newts and I am terrified. So one thing that this Moa struggles with is cap. Not necessarily, like once the newts are added, right, it's a problem. Cause, like if he turns off our guns or webs and AB, it's very much a problem. So it's basically a race against the clock. Thankfully this guy is pure DPS fit and he doesn't actually have that much tank. I don't notice this and I started lining out because I'm fairly certain he's going to cap me out. But I end up noticing that he's getting low and come back in. One of my courtmates also actually comes into this fight too, but thankfully starts shooting me as opposed to the Vexer, so this is still a solo kill, but we take a little bit extra damage, which isn't too much of a concern. But yeah, GF to those gentlemen. Okay, here we have a cool fight against Lorenzo and his Firetail and my hook bill. I initially start 500 meter orbit, just because most Firetail CCs are arty. If we were the regular hook bill without like the implants and the performance enhancing boosters, we probably wouldn't be able to orbit close like this, because Firetail is generally faster than hook bills. What you'd want to do is just double click around them. I ended up doing this, so I'm worried because that 1k hit at the start was a bit rough. Once I get back in real close, I stay at a manual orbit of 500, but as you approach, it's probably best to double click into it. We do take it, but that's more the implants and stuff that sort of won that for us. I was a bit of a dick here. I'm sorry, Algos, bro. I could catch him on the outside here in this weird sort of Kaidi pulse square surfeit. Has two optimal range rigs, so we're hitting out about, I think it's like 23 with Scorch. My idea was to throw off people because most pulse square can't hit out this far. I believe it's like out to 17 they're hitting or something without optimal rigs. Could be totally wrong. I believe this is the case, so I just like nuke him out here. I do apologize for that. It's always bad catching people out there like that. This was a cool little fight. I was really banking on this Fiffle being an already kite fit, which I could like project out to and perhaps nuke him before he did me. But it turns out to be a brawly fit. I believe with, it's either 2 newts or 1 newt he has. I believe it's 2, and the newts are probably the one that's really rough for me. So I have multi loaded in now. I think I make quite a big mistake in this fight actually, because I totally forget that I have the 2 optimal rigs in my core start this time. I start pulling range off him. I'm not sure if he's cut his MWD or something. And I switched to Scorch here. I think if I just stuck with multi it would have been fine, because I don't go any further than 12k. And I think I would have still been able to apply well with multi. I was just totally not thinking about that. So I'm trying to conserve cap here. I'm trying not to like just constantly run my small anti-repper, because we do need to use our guns, of course. But it's looking pretty bleak for me at this point. He MWD's back towards us. I think that's the sharpshooter. He's doing loads of deeps. The news are back on me. I'm cap dry. And it's not looking good for us, boys. But GF to that gentleman. Okay, this was a neat little skirmish we had in Amamaki. There's some pandemic core dudes here, and like they had 2 Vedmax and a Scythe fleet. One of the Vedmax ends up leaving here, and these guys are incredibly fast. It's a very peculiar Vedmax fit these guys are running with a shield fit, but they're so speedy. It's incredibly difficult for us to keep up with them. I can apply quite well just because I'm a Cerberus, and you know, Cerberus like apply everywhere. We also have a Vedmax, and I believe we have an Interceptor. The way that we end up catching this Vedmac is our Interceptor, I believe it's Levy, gets a scram on the Vedmac, and then we can pretty much approach and nuke him. We get that Vedmac, which is like 700 mil, so very expensive, but we don't get anything else. This is a really, really cool little fight, actually. It seems that UK were trying to reinforce a structure in Floss, or just get a fight out of it. They're fighting their Mars currently, and we're just basically being like vultures at this point. I'm just trying to nuke small stuff. We also have Munin on the way, and Levy and Munin training these Vedmac, and I believe we have one else. I could be totally wrong, sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. Yeah, we're just basically looking for, you know, like small stuff, like Thrashers. Like, I'm pretty sure I killed that Tristan a couple of times. You know, just stuff that we can, like, you know, separate from the gang, kill, potentially. We get some nice kills here. Nothing too crazy, though. We can't really get really close. It's a bunch of, like, they have a lot of stuff that can project there. The Omen, Navy issue, you know, the Harbinger, the Dominics, these things are a little bit scary for us. The Stabbers are not so much, because they're probably all the candidate fit. And all those Stabber fleets are usually quite fast. We're also much faster, being like all nano-y and stuff, so we don't need to worry too much about them, but just like the projection. We'd go for this Fianai, who seems to be separated. You know, just put DPS on him, but unfortunately he pulls back to his gang. And then I believe there's one Logi there. They had a bunch at the start. Well, either he takes reps or he just warps off, I can't recall. And then there's a Dominix who separate himself. The structure, I believe, ends up muting for us, which is super handy. And then we just slowly work him down. Trinity being an absolute mad lad, holding point for us like an absolute champ bed. I don't know what I'd do without Trinity, swear to God. Quickly nuke that Thrasher since he's, you know, a good small thing to kill. Like, rapid lights are great at killing said small things. So we kill the Dominix, which feels like kind of satisfying. Kill him so close to his gang. I really enjoy a small gang stuff the more I get into it. Although the Minotaurs are more focused on their Mars at the moment, so we're just basically picking off stuff here. Now I believe the Mars are gone, the Stabber fleet's trying to get us. The Minotaurs are focusing on us now. And I believe they nearly get Trinity, but he gets out because he's a pro gamer. And yeah, that was a nice little skirmish. Floss and Asset have been like content central right now, especially on the weekends. It is fantastic. So keep it up, boys. Okay, this ended up being another quality skirmish, mate. This was like next door after that fight from Floss. I am freaking out, by the way, because content is hard to come by these days. And when it's so plentiful like this, it is amazing. If only Lowsec was always like this, it'd be a game changer, by the way. But yeah, so we need to be super careful. We're just going to separate, well, try and get the things that are separated. I'm super scared of like the rattlesnake and stuff, just like being all like rattlesnakey. They have a Orphreys that we need to watch out for. They have a bunch of Logi, but that's in the Minotaur side. So we're just looking to kill Atron, you know, put some DPS in the Orphreys. Orphreys is incredibly tanky. I don't believe we end up getting him. Either he pulls from Entity's gang or warps off or something. But yeah, just keep an eye on everything else, trying to kill the small stuff. We're thinking like, you know, Slicer, Firetail, maybe Thorax, Garmer. Caracal starts to separate himself, these kind of things. And I'm basically want to nuke those. Well, let's keep that range up. Everything else, you know, they also have two Basilisks, but apparently, I guess the Caracal wasn't with them. Sad they got reps on him. There'd be no chance of killing that Caracal, I believe. I think that's we killed the Garmer as well, and I believe that's when we have to leave. So the thing that's left here is Panic Attack. That's all the Rattlesnakes, Dominixes and stuff, and we can't really deal with any of that. But yeah, lads, that's all the content I really got for you. Saturday. There's some really good fights there. I had a bunch of other solo fights, but they weren't really of interest watching. Those little small gang fights were super sweet, man. I love this. I wish there was always more content like that. It's just a shame that most of the content these days, and like the non-weekends, is in nullsec, and even in nullsec, man, is bumping on the weekends. It's just a shame. We need more people in lowsec, mate. Bring your null entities into lowsec. You know, downgrade a bit. You know, don't bring like thousands of numbers. Like, bring a couple of people. Make bleed glands like amazing. I don't know, man. But yes, enjoy the rest of your Sunday weekend. And yes, I might get you a video up tonight, depending on the fights and stuff. Yes, okay. Enjoy the rest of your day, boys.